ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome back to another episode of Books and Buds, where we discuss two of the greatest things on planet Earth, books and buds. Today I brought two of my friends because we are trimming these today. We have to trim an entire room full of them. We got Sour Diesel on either side of me. The other half of the room, the back side of the room, is Dr. Freedom. Those are two of our more popular strains, so we grow a lot of them. However, one of the runs we have coming up has 4 apiece of it, and of all of our newer strains that we're going to be trying out. So whatever big winners we have in those, we're going to be running a lot of them too. So, got a lot of new stuff coming up, and it's very exciting because we've been getting a lot of new clientele. And people are different. Some people like different things, so we want to make sure we have a good inventory to keep people satisfied. So, today, I want to discuss The Hungry Thing by my buddy Shawn and Klimek. Now, Shawn and I have published in several anthologies together. We're very familiar with one another on Facebook and in a lot of writing groups. And he's a talented writer. So when he approached me with this book, I said, you know what? I haven't actually read poetry in a long time. I'm going to give his book a try. And I wasn't disappointed. It was very quick. It's just a quick... It's 5 poems that make up an entire story. It's a dark fantasy story. So he tells it in 5 poems, so each poem is kind of like a chapter. Now, I can tell you what I thought of it, but I'm fairly certain I'm wrong because writing and reading is subjective. The reader hardly ever, when it comes to poetry especially, gets the same idea that the artist was trying to convey, and that's one of the wonderful things about art. I remember one time I listened to the lead singer of the Deftones perform an interview, and he was discussing the reason behind his song Digital Bath. And when he told me what the song was actually about, I was disappointed because I had an honest-to-God opinion of my own in my head that I was convinced that that's what it was. So, fortunately, I'm going to have the fortitude to not ask Shawn what this poem was about because I like the idea I have in mind. Personally, I felt that it was kind of about the struggle of the artist. Like, I felt the whole book was a metaphor. I really did. About the hungry thing being kind of like that monster that's constantly hiding in the shadows. And the only way to keep it at bay is to keep feeding it. It's kind of like that muse that's constantly telling me to write. Just feed me, feed me, feed me. And I can only satiate it while I'm feeding it. But it's always lurking in the shadows when I'm not writing, telling me, you got to get to work. You got to get to work. And like I said, I'm probably dead wrong. But I don't want to ask Shawn what the book was about. Because I thought it was a beautiful metaphor for that, personally. And that's why I enjoyed this book. I'll share with you a couple quotes from it. Like I said, it's short. I don't want to tell you too much about it because it was just so short. I could pretty much tell you what the entire thing was about. And I don't want to do that. So the very first quote, which was kind of cool because he obviously enjoyed it himself because he put it at the beginning of the book. The mere fact something's hidden ought to tell you it's forbidden. Kind of like my muse. It's hidden. I can't see it. And it's forbidden. Like almost every time I write, I get lost in this place. It's one of the reasons I don't write horror anymore. Because I get lost in my own head. The act of writing, the act of art is very cerebral. You're stuck in your head. And I'm sure Shawn can identify with what I'm talking about. So I like to write positive, happy stuff. Because if I'm going to be stuck in my head suffering for hours on end sometimes, getting some of these stories out, I better try to write something happy. So it'll keep me writing. It'll keep me sane. The other quote, let me see if I can find it real quick, that I thought was wonderful. It was towards the end of the end of the collection. And it was just wonderful. He who hates advice most needs it. Hatred bites the hand that feeds it. I'm not even sure what that meant to me, to be honest with you, but I thought it was written really well. It was clever. Hatred does seem to bite the hand that feeds it, because hatred just hates blindly, doesn't it? So it doesn't matter if you're trying to help it or you're trying to interfere with it. It'll always bite back. So that's why I try to promote love on this channel. I try to promote love in my novels, in my short stories. I try to promote love on all my social medias. If you follow me, you might know that. So really quick before we go, I just want to give you an idea of how much of a pain in the ass it is to grow cannabis legally. One of the things we have to do, we have to make sure within a certain plant count, and me and my business partner have to make sure that all of the plants that we grow are kept separate. So I had to take a copy of my card and photocopy a ton of them. So each room has to have either my card in the entire room or my business partner's card in the entire room along with the batch number. Kind of a pain in the ass, but we love what we do and we want to continue doing this legally, so that's just par for the course. So gang, like I said, I got to make this one short because there's a lot of work to do. We got an entire room of these girls we got to knock down today. So I just want to briefly tell you, kindly think about subscribing to this channel. Like, comment below if you think I'm a jerk. Comment below if you think I'm great. Either way, I'll tell you I love you. You could have clicked on any book review channel in the entire internet, and for some reason you decided to click on mine, and me and my business partner who's right over there watching. He says hi, by the way. We love the hell out of you for it. Peace.